Welcome to Swim Lessons University. I am so proud of the course we're about to present to you today on teaching children to swim with autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. Children with ASD are being turned down by the dozen in cities across America, just like yours. Not because swim teachers don't want to help, but because most swimming teachers don't feel they have the knowledge necessary to teach these special children successfully. And most of them don't. So I decided to team up with the finest autism spectrum disorder specialist I know, Vi Henley, who brings in 28 years of experience working with children with ASD. We're about to present you with a DVD program that will afford you with the background and strategies you need to make your splash in this effort, to leave your mark on a child that could change his life forever. Together, we have the opportunity to touch the lives of thousands of children who maybe otherwise neglected the opportunity to learn to swim because of their special needs. Thank you for joining us in this journey.
I'm so excited to join Jim in today's program. There is nothing more satisfying than watching a child with ASD learn how to swim. Jim and I are going to share with you the techniques that we have found helpful. What an opportunity we have here today. Let's get started. Before teaching a child with ASD how to swim, it is absolutely necessary that you understand their individual learning needs. To do this, follow these 3 steps. Step 1. Require the parent to provide you with a completed learning assessment of their child's individual needs.
Show me how you hold the kickboard. Very good. Thumbs are on top, your fingers on the bottom, arms straight, chin by the water. Let's see little fast kicks. Ready, go. Little fast kicks.
There you go. Good job.
What a great kick you have. All right, that was some super kicking. Philip, can you give me a high five?
Okay.
Good kicking.
Okay, that's
All right, we're going to do it again. Let's get a hold. Show me how you hold the board. Good. Little fast kicks, go.
There you go.
Little fast
Good job,
kicks.
big guy. Hold on, hold on.
Small fast kicks.
There you go. Good job, big guy.
Super. You were holding it just like the picture, weren't you?
Yeah.
You did that. We're going to do it again.
Strategy number 2. Determine if you have enough rapport. How do you do this? Well, first, it could depend on the level of your student's ASD. If your student is high functioning like Philip, you can likely build rapport fairly easily by simply talking about his special interests. So how do you learn what those special interests are? Well, just go to the assessment. I went to the assessment that Philip's mother had filled out for me, and I learned that Philip loved to pretend about sharks and jellyfish. So what did I do? I talked to Philip about sharks and jellyfish when we first met and before we got into the pool, and you could just see he could hardly wait to get in the pool and start pretending.
Listen to the sharks, face in the water. Look at the sharks. Here in the water, when we're listening to the sharks, we're getting our breath. And when we look at the sharks, we get the blow.
Coach Reiser's DVD, Teach Like a Pro. One technique he uses very effectively when teaching young children is the right way versus the wrong way. However, in teaching children with ASD, it's very important to avoid this technique.
You see, one characteristic of children with ASD is they tend to pick up on irrelevant details. So even when you're demonstrating something correctly, make sure that you're extra careful to show your students precisely what you want them to do.
These old sayings are especially true for students with ASD. Because these children tend to be visual learners and have difficulty processing auditory information, it's very important that you present your behavioral expectations and instructional steps in a visual format, ready to be presented as the need arises.
I was amazed at how effective these visual support cards were from the first time I saw Vi use them. Look at the children zero in on these support cards. Well, I asked Vi, because I liked them so much, to make her favorite ones available for you. All you got to do is go to swimlessonsuniversity.com and you can order your set of her visual support cards, all laminated so you can take them right to the pool. Well, let's go ahead and look at a few more examples.
And listen, I need you to do what? You need to watch who? Yeah, Coach Reiser, that's right, Coach Jim. And who do you need to listen to? You need to hold your ear to listen, don't you? So who do you listen to? Good,
Very good,
There
Erin.
you go. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, hold on. Good job.
Processing auditory information. It takes them time to understand what has been told to them verbally. What does this mean for you as an instructor? It means that you will need to give your instruction and then wait for a period of time. This takes understanding and patience. Remember that students with ASD may take anywhere from 5 to 10 seconds or more to truly process what has just been said to them. As an instructor, you'll need to vary your approach accordingly. Be ready and able to make those changes on the fly. If you have decided to have a co-coach in the water, collaborate while the lesson is taking place. The bottom line here is not to be too task-oriented in your approach. The child-centered techniques Coach Reiser uses in his programs is very, very important here. Remember, it's not about what you want, but keeping the child happy and engaged in learning. Children with ASD have difficulty transitioning between people, places, and activities. When your students are enjoying what they're currently doing, which is usually the case in the pool, it becomes even more important to prepare them for the end. Let the student know midway through the last activity of the lesson that class is about to be over. Do so again at the end of that activity. Thank your student for being so good today. You can then present a visual of leaving the pool and/or directing that at a count of 5. It will be time to get out of the pool. This makes the transition so much easier on them and on you.
Good job, Erin. Give me 5. No 5? All right. On the side. Listen, it's time to go. When Miss Vi counts to 5, it's time to get out of the pool. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go get out of the pool. Ready? Here we go. Let's count the ladder. Go 1. You got it? 2. And 3. And 4. Good job, big guy.
I hope that some of the ideas and strategies that Vi Henley and I shared with you today will help you increase the effectiveness of your classes. And most importantly, make your classes more enjoyable for you and your students.